It's your boy, Rich Chalk, NQ, man. And we back at it again, man. As y'all see, man, it's March 9th. Second video, back on the funded journey. And I'm just going to show y'all how I was able to get $1,500 today. Let me click over and show y'all my trade of it. Right? This is how I was able to get $1,500 today on a 50K account from my Funded Future. Shout out to them. Um, so long story short, as you guys know, I am funded. Well, I was funded by them, and I basically blew the account up due to the fact that, um, due to some overtrading, won't lie, but also due to the simple fact is I wanted to scale, right? And I got promoted to live promotion and live trading very fast. I made over $10,000 very fast within 10 days. If you guys want proof, you guys can check out the first video that I posted how I made 17K within, the month of February. But due to the fact that I wanted to scale, once you get promoted to live, you kind of are locked in to the account balances or whatever account that you have passed, and all the balances get put together, right? So due to the fact that I only had one 50K account, I was now locked into that account balance and couldn't kind of scale or even buy any more evaluations. If you know, you know. If you don't, go do your research. That's kind of how a lot of firms work. Once you get promoted to like their live and professional platform, you're kind of stuck with the allocation that you have, right? So the simple fact that I do want to scale, I was going to have to blow up that account or cancel that account in any type of fashion to be able to now scale to 100K, which I want to do, right? I want to be able to double, my profits of the day. If I'm able to get $1,000 a day, that's technically now $2,000. If I was able to get $500 a day, that's technically $1,000. I feel like that would be beneficial to my trading because it will allow me to now have to trade even less, because I'm doubling the profit in the background, um, and it'll also help with the hunting of bigger moves when you really don't need that much to fill up your pot, with the setup that would be right. So long story short, that's kind of the journey that I'm on right now, right? So leading over in today, purchased the new two accounts, right? Working on the account. In my process, I know a lot of people like to copy trade and things like that, but I think we want to go one account, then go one account, and then work them together just to be able to give me the peace of mind. That's just how I want to work with it, right? So today was the first day trading on the account, as you can see. So we were able to make $1,500, right? So we took two positions today. Okay. So now let's just go back out so I can actually show you how did I come to the concept of actually taking these trades and things of that nature, right? So if you're not following me on Instagram or YouTube, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, like the video, follow me. There's gonna be a lot more content going. And if you're not following me, my handle for Instagram is Rich Off and Q Trading. Okay, let me fix that for y'all. All right, that's my Instagram. Okay, just anchor that. All right. So simply put, going into the daily time frame, right? Going into our daily time frame, I seen also with the help of ICT and his live stream, giving a shout out to him. Um, we had basically levels with Barrett for NQ, right? We had levels that we wanted to look at for price to potentially touch to see how the market would play out. With the market opening, immediately we seen these levels get hit, right? We seen these levels get hit coming into 4 hour. Obviously, as you can see, the market opened up with a discount we opening, right? Because we see that price open up very low, and we saw that price continue to break through our lows, right? So watching that overnight, that's just giving me confirmation of potential. The morning time, maybe we get opening of a discount scenario as well. We could potentially see higher prices. Okay, so as we can see, kind of prices kind of going overnight. Overnight, going into London session, we had these lows form. Okay, and I highlighted this area because this was a area of interest for me potentially if the market was open, if we wanted to pinch lower, maybe interact with this fair value gap that was here. Um, so watching, price run up, going into the opening of New York session around 8 a.m. Right, as we see price has now made lows, highs, right? So this was my area. I figured that this was my high, this was gonna be my low, my sell side. This was the box area, the range that I wanted price to kind of pop out of, right? So as we can see, kind of going right into it, we had price tap, come down, right? And around 9:50 start to create lows. If you know, you know, 9:50 and 10 a.m. is a great macro time for you to see, you know, what potentially is going to go. So with me being bullish already and knowing that we already took taking these area of liquidity out, I'm looking for the setup for me to go bullish, right? So initially I seen that okay, maybe this not going to touch this low, and I just stayed and put and I looked at this low, okay. And as we can see, price came lower, had a nice bullish reaction, right? And we started to have profit. But then price kind of got a little mixy, shot it up a little bit. Opportunity for profit due to the fact that I was at work, wasn't able to grab it all the way. So I sat through some drawdown for a little bit, you know, drawdown, drawdown. Started to get mentally exhausted because I'm not able to, you know, focus. I gotta still give my all at work and, you know, try to work with this. So that was my day. So kind of got frustrated and got out right at damn near break even, right? So my first entry was one contract at 24,387.75, and I ended up getting out right there at 24,389, about 1.5 of, you know, what I'm saying, points. Okay, so that really wasn't much. Mentally exhausted, but me also seeing that, you know, the setup is still there. I took a couple minutes to, you know, focus and lock in and see what was going on, confirm that entry was still there. And what we had was a scenario where price came lower, made a low, respected a low, and started to push up in the macro. So now we had a low and a higher low be created in a 9:50 to 10:10 macro time, and now we're getting push up, right? So with our push up, I seen this opportunity here on the 1 minute time frame. I seen that a fair value gap had formed here, right? Because if you're looking, this is a low, high, got a low, high, got a low. Prices now come up, so we got a small fair value gap that got right in here, but I wasn't obviously didn't catch that because I was in a drawdown, right? I mean, I was in a drawdown, so I'm watching price build up, build up. We have a pop opportunity for the 1500 to be grabbed there, but because, like I said, I'm working, I didn't grab it. Price comes down again, mentally exhausted, I exited, right? Seeing that the price action is still actually valid, I seen that in the next candle a fair value gap was created, so I kind of just waited and watched in live time, and I waited for that small fair value gap to be respected, and I seen that okay, it came down to very close to consequent encroachment, but really like the first upper quadrant of the fair value gap. Tapped it, engaged with it positively as if I wanted to right coming off of the low in the 950 macro to entry at 24,435.75 and was able to, you know, ride the wave up to 24,511.25 and was able to grab that 1,500. So that first position, like I said, was damn near break even. It was only about like $17, and then with the second position, I was able to grab it and push up all the way. Like I said, to be able to grab that profit that we grabbed for the day. It's that simple, you know, being able to rinse and repeat, right? So that's the baseline of how I actually walk through price of entry. But continuing to, you know, like I said, take into effect of the things and other key moments that I use to take this trade, we also have our opening range gap, right? Our opening range gap, as we can see here, Monday's gap low, Monday's gap high. This is a discount type of scenario, right? So with the discount of this scenario, I targeted this area specifically due to the fact of the monetary value that it had, and also because of the area of interest with this discount scenario, right? So with this discount scenario, we know that we want to now take our Fibonacci, go from the low to the high, and understand where is our 50%. Our 50%, if we mark it very tight, should have been, yep, right? So now our Fibonacci shows that our 50% is going to be at 24,546. So I'm also targeting that and using that as a pull to liquidity as well Mind you, we have a high here that was able to be taken out, high here that actually was able to be taken out, and then price drug right exactly to where we go. Now you see price kind of continue to pull because now we had a bearish fair value gap that was turned into an inverse fair value gap because of how it was able to be turned around and used to bounce through to now go higher for the later day to get to a stronger area of resistance and now just kind of settle out as you can see because it's 4:17 p.m. right. So it's a simple walkthrough. If you know, you know. But those are the elements of my trading that I put together. Like I said, I trade opening range gap. And I traded the price up coming out of the 950 10 macro, understanding, where we was at after we took in major levels of liquidity with the market open, understanding that we also have a big gap, right? So this is another thing that over overlayered into my confirmation of things as well. So on top of the Monday range gap, we also had a gap for the week opening, right? So with the week opening gap, you can just go to the first candles printed 6 o'clock from 4:59 to 6 o'clock, right? And if you do that, the candle started here. So we do our Fibonacci again because this is a premium scenario because price opened up lower. Well, it's a discount scenario. I'm sorry because price opened lower, so we go Fibonacci from here to here. And it now overlaps the same area of interest that our Mondays gap, right? So now we have our opening Sunday, our week opening gap overlaying, but also our Mondays opening gap. That's just overall confluence, direction pull to where I was safe and confident once I got those confirmations quick and heavy, right? So it honestly was a great day. Technically wise, I get not a great day. I wouldn't say technically wise because we had a lot of up and down, but situational as far as being able to identify entries in the time frame that we look for and that would be beneficial to our trading that we always use, sticking to our trading plan. We were able to get that 1500 again, like I said, and that's really it. This is how I was able to make the $1,500 today. So now, as you guys know, if you're not familiar, for the 50K account, the profit target is 3,000. So just either 3 more days of 3 more days, either 3 days of 500 or 1 day of 1,500, etc., etc. But the goal is just to make another 1,500, and we fund it again, right? And then we're gonna go do another one, and we're gonna have 100K funded, right? So this is just day one into the overall 100K scaling journey, and we're gonna see how tomorrow plays out. So it's Monday, March 3rd, 4:20, clocking out. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment on the video. Any suggestions as far as explanation, style of, getting out my idea, you guys, trying to work. I'm putting this, you see, I'm fresh off work. You know what I'm saying? I'm raw, nitty, gritty, authentic with it, trying to be as authentic as I possibly can. But any suggestions or recommendations is always welcome. Support is always welcome. Follow me on IG at RichRNQ Trading. And this is day one on the 50K account, or I should say this is day one on the 100K scaling journey, right? So let's see what March brings us. It's your boy Rich RNQ.